Hello everybody, my name is CodeSection and today I'll teach you about everything you need to know about variables in Python. Stick around to find out how you can figure out what all of these are, and let's get to it. Before we actually get to the lesson though, let me solve how you can do this. So let's copy this as a template and let's put it on the print command here. Now, to solve this, we know that we have to change from your name to anything. So as I said before, if your name is Bob, you can simply type Bob, and I'm from, let's say Australia, and I'm 12 years old. No, actually, I'm 16 years old. Simply as that. Then you can press save and run, and you should be able to solve this now. Now let's get into the lesson. So as you know that today we're gonna be learning about variables. Variable is basically what you have to use to basically store information. So, for example, if we want to store someone's name, we can simply type in the name of the variable. So let's say we want to store the name. So we can simply type in name equals. Now, the equal sign basically says that, hey, this variable is going to be whatever inside here. So, for example, if we want to store a name, we can basically type in name equals, and depending on your use case, you can use the double quotation mark or a single quotation mark. Now, this comes here will also tells us about the data type. The first data type is called the strings data type. So how do you do strings data type? You basically use the quotation marks like this or like this. Let's say your name is Mike. The second thing we have to learn is called the integers. So integer is basically a whole number like 1, 2, 3, or 5,269. So let's say h is equals to 21. All right. This is the second data type. This is called a integer data type. Also, to comment anything, this is what we call a comment. A comment is basically what we use to state something. So let's say we want to mark that this is a data type integer. So we use the hashtag mark in order to basically comment on something. Do not be worried, this will not be printed. This is simply here just to clarify what each of the things are, so you can just type in this entire block stores an information. Anyways, that aside, this is also called a string. Now with that aside, we know this, so the next data type is called a float. Float is basically any variable that has a period on it. So let's say pi is equals to 3.1415926. This is what we call a float. A float is a data type with a period. So you know, this is called a float. And lastly, we have a thing called booleans. The reason I did not go anything about character is because in Python, characters and strings basically has the same function. The only difference is that characters only store one single alphabet or any type of character. So a character can be, let's say, venue equals A. Now we have booleans. Booleans is basically true or false. So let's say registered equals true. This is what we call a boolean. And so this is called a character. Now, to check if the variable is whatever it is, we can use a thing called type. This keyword can help you check what type of variable these things are. So let's say we want to check the type of, let's say, name. So we copy the name and paste it here. But not so fast. We have to also print this out. So hit save and you can hit run. As you can see, this is a class of string. In Python, we call it str for string. We can also check for h. So let's say h. As you can see, this is an integer. What about pi? Well, sure enough, we can also do that. This is called a float. And this is kind of weird, but if we do venue here, we paste it in. Why is it a string? Well, it's simple because for a character, as I said before, character functions the same as a string in Python. You could also try this. That's called a single quote, so it will still say string. And lastly, if we tried registered, you will see that this is called a boolean function, or stands for bool. Now, to actually print data types, to print the data type of any of these, we can simply do print and type in the name. Simply click this and it should print out Mike. As you can see, it prints out Mike. Now the next thing you can also do is also put this within a straight sentence. So let's say my name is Mike. So how do you do this when we have a quotation mark like this? Well, it's simple. There are two ways to do it. The first way is called using commas after the string itself. So let's say my name is, then you put the name in. This way, when you press print, it should say my name is Mike. Now as you can see, there are two spaces because we accidentally added space. When you put name in, it automatically gives you a spacing. So when you press this, as you can see, it automatically says my name is Mike. This is the second type. This type is called using an argument. Now the third type of printing is called an F string. As the name says, you put F in front of a string or a quotation mark. So you can also say name is age years old. Now what happens when you print it? Well, this happens. Name will replace the thing here, and age will replace the thing here. So it should say Mike is 21 years old. And just like that. Now with all of this, I want you to try the exercise. You want to build an app that completes the following criteria. It must have variables for integer, string, and float. Here are the variables. Item must be a string type, price must be float, and quantity must be integer. And it has to output the following. The price of item is dollar of price. I bought quantity of them. So let's say item is bread, price is $4.49, and quantity is 5. So it should say the price of bread is $4.49. I bought 5 of them. I'll show you how I fix this in the next episode. Thank you for watching and goodbye.